Red eyes. Yes, red eyes are real, but not the vampire kind. In people with albinism, there's no pigment to block light. So when light enters, it bounces off the blood vessels inside and comes back red. You're literally seeing the color of their blood through their eyes. Some even look violet or lavender, depending on the angle. That's what gave Elizabeth Taylor her famous purple eyes. Just physics pretending to be magic. But for people with ocular albinism, it's no trick. It hurts. The eyes are painfully light sensitive, and the world looks washed out, bright, and burning. Red eyes aren't cursed, they're just exposed. Light goes in, and nothing pushes it back out. Blue eyes. Every person on Earth with blue eyes, over 500 million of them, came from a single human. A random mutation near the Black Sea, 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, which technically makes half of Europe distant cousins. Romantic, right? You've never actually seen blue eyes. Not really. What you're looking at is a trick. Light pretending to be color. And here's the crazy part. There's no blue pigment in the human eye. Not a drop. The iris is nearly colorless, and what you see is scattered light, the same way the sky fakes its color. Blue eyes are, in truth, empty. One mistake in the OCA2 gene changed everything. At first it was useless, too little pigment for protection, too fragile for harsh sunlight. But in northern climates, where the sun was weak and food was scarce, that same mutation became an advantage. Less melanin meant more ultraviolet light could enter the body, boosting vitamin D production and helping people survive long winters. 500 million people share the same mutation, proof that bad ideas can still go viral. Brown eyes. Brown eyes are the opposite. Not illusion, but armor. They were built to survive the sun. People with brown eyes don't need sunglasses. They are the sunglasses. Imagine running through open savanna. No trees, no shade, just burning light. Your eyelids aren't enough to protect you. So nature gave you melanin, a pigment that absorbs sunlight, shields the retina, and keeps your vision sharp even when the world is white hot. Brown eyes didn't evolve for beauty. They evolved for survival. Every blink was a weapon against blindness. The lighter your eyes, the shorter your odds. More than 70% of humans still carry those same eyes today. Melanin suppresses glare, filters UV, and keeps the details clear when everyone else is squinting. Some studies say brown eyes even process motion faster. You see danger first, you flinch first, and sometimes that single second decides everything. Maybe that's why brown-eyed people look calm. They've already survived whatever you're panicking about. And if blue eyes are a genetic glitch, brown eyes are the default setting. Green eyes. Green eyes are a paradox. Too light to be brown, too dark to be blue. They exist because of imbalance, a color born from confusion. Just enough melanin to stop them from turning blue, not enough to finish the job. What you get is an optical storm, particles scattering and absorbing until the color starts moving on its own. It shifts from moss to gold to glass, depending on the light, or depending on who's watching. Only about 2% of the planet has them. They live mostly in that gray space between Europe and the Middle East, Scotland, Hungary, Iran, places where the sun hides more than it shines. It's funny, the less sunlight these people got, the brighter their eyes became. Legends called them witch eyes, cursed, seductive, unpredictable. Science calls it two genes, OCA2 and gay. One controls melanin, the other reflection. Together they work like a dimmer switch, painting a color no one can quite name. Maybe that's why people stare. Not because they're beautiful, but because green eyes look like they're thinking. And the truth is, they probably are. Amber eyes. Amber eyes don't look real. They glow. Golden, metallic, almost digital. Maybe evolution just ran out of budget for DLC colors after this one. But it's not light, it's chemistry. The glow comes from pheomelanin, the same pigment that gives red hair its fire. Instead of absorbing light like brown eyes, it reflects it back as gold, a shimmer that looks more alive than anything biological should. Only about 0.01% of humans have them. That's 1 in 10,000 people. You're statistically more likely to be struck by lightning twice than to meet one in person. They've been spotted everywhere: South America, Eastern Europe, East Asia. Rare, scattered, like genetic treasure drops left by evolution. Ancient Egyptians called them eyes of Ra, the color of divine fire. Some researchers believe amber eyes formed from a rare blend of two pigments, eumelanin and pheomelanin, balanced just right. Too much of either, and you lose the gold. Maybe that's why they're so rare. And if you're still watching, congratulations, you've stared into a genetic anomaly. Go ahead, like the video before the algorithm blinks. Hazel eyes. Only 5% of people have them. So if you've got hazel eyes, congrats. You're basically a limited edition. There's no single hazel gene, just chaos that somehow turned beautiful. Hazel eyes never make up their mind. They're green, brown, amber, all at once. It's not a trick of light, it's a war inside the iris. Pigments gather unevenly, brown at the center, green on the edge. And instead of blending, they clash. In strange light, they seem to move, even when you don't. Some say hazel-eyed people see better in awkward light. Proof that even DNA sometimes forgets to choose a color palette. Gray eyes. Gray eyes, the rarest natural eye color in the world. Less than 1% of the population has them. You're more likely to meet a billionaire than someone with true gray eyes. They don't actually have gray pigment. The color comes from light scattering through layers of collagen in the iris, flattening every hue until it looks gray or silver. Most people with gray eyes are found around the Baltic Sea and parts of Eastern Europe. They usually have pale skin, light hair, and high sensitivity to sunlight. In dim light, though, gray eyes see surprisingly well. Black eyes. Black eyes aren't actually black. Their eyes so packed with melanin that light never makes it back out. This heavy pigment absorbs nearly all wavelengths of light, leaving little to reflect, so the iris looks completely dark. They're most common in regions near the equator, Africa, South Asia, parts of the Pacific. Places with intense sunlight, where darker pigmentation protects the retina from UV damage. That same melanin helps regulate how much light enters the eye, reducing glare and improving focus under harsh conditions. People with darker eyes also tend to have slightly thicker irises, which may make them less sensitive to bright light compared to those with lighter eyes. So black eyes aren't rare or mysterious. They're simply evolution's most practical design for surviving the sun. Heterochromia, when your eyes don't match. One blue, one brown, or a mix within the same iris. It happens when pigment develops unevenly. One gene turns on, the other doesn't. There are three types: complete, sectoral, and central. It's rare. Less than 1% of people have it. Most cases are harmless, though sometimes linked to injury or medication. Basically, it's just genetics showing off, because symmetry is overrated anyway. Some eyes even form a golden ring, called a Kayser-Fleischer ring, when copper builds up inside the body, a warning hidden in plain sight. From blue to black, from gold to gray, every eye tells a story, written in biology. If you made it this far, you probably see things differently. Subscribe and keep watching the world a little closer.